Welcome to this explainer. We've literally all been there, right? You're standing at the front of the room, or, maybe you're designing a piece of training material, and you look out to see this absolute sea of glazed over eyes. You're trying to communicate this absolutely crucial information, but it feels like you're just speaking into a void. It is so incredibly frustrating. But, well, what if the problem isn't actually the material itself? Today, we're going to uncover some really fascinating strategies that can completely shift how we approach classroom and instructional engagement. We're going to explore how to transform the absolute driest, most mundane information into a truly memorable lesson that actually sticks with an audience long after they leave the room. Okay, let's dive into this. There's no boring subject, only boring delivery. Wow, that statement really challenges how we usually think about teaching, doesn't it? As educators and communicators, it is so easy to just blame the curriculum. We're always saying, well, it's just data, or it's historical dates, it's inherently dry. But this concept right here, it invites us to look in the mirror. It places the power and honestly the incredible creative opportunity squarely in our hands. If the audience is disengaged, it's a delivery issue, not a subject issue.
Moving right along to the delivery difference, let's unpack what actually happens when we shift our focus from what we're teaching to exactly how we are teaching it.
It's a massive mindset shift, guys. On one side, you have that boring subject mentality, and that is just a dead end. It implies there's nothing you can do, the topic is just a lost cause. But on the flip side, looking at boring delivery means, hey, we actually have a solvable problem here. When we recognize that the issue is delivery, we open up this whole toolkit of creative possibilities. It means that whether you're teaching 18th century tax law or advanced calculus, you have the ability to make it absolutely captivating. The material is just the raw ingredient, right? Your delivery is the recipe. That brings us to teaching the why before the what. So how do we actually fix this delivery issue? Well, we start by making a fundamental change to the very architecture of our lessons.
The absolutely crucial takeaway here is teaching the why before the what. Just think about how a traditional textbook operates for a second. It usually hits you over the head with facts, mechanics, and formulas first. That's the what. Only way later, if ever, does it actually explain why any of it matters. This explainer completely flips that upside down. It suggests that establishing the underlying purpose and the real relevance, that has to come first. Before listing a single fact, students genuinely need to know why they should care. Because if we don't secure that buy-in with the why, there's no way they're going to stick around for the what.
Now, sparking student curiosity. What's really interesting about this next concept is how we actually apply this philosophy directly in the classroom. The secret is bridging the gap. Every topic becomes interesting when connected to everyday life. This is the ultimate key to capturing attention. If a concept lives strictly inside the confines of a textbook, it just stays abstract and, frankly, completely ignorable. But the second you connect that concept to something students experience on a daily basis, their morning commute, their smartphone, the food they're eating, you instantly validate that why. You pull the subject right out of those academic clouds and plant it firmly into their daily reality. Our source material actually outlines 4 really specific, practical tools to help bridge that gap and spark that curiosity. First up, challenges. Maybe gamify the learning process, pose a cool riddle, or give them a puzzle to solve. Second, surprising facts. Break their expectations with a crazy statistic or a piece of trivia that makes them go, wait, really? Third, demonstrations. Don't just tell them about it, show them. Make it super visual and tangible. And fourth, real-world problems. Give them a tangible villain to defeat or a totally authentic issue to solve. These aren't just cheap tricks. These are powerful delivery strategies designed to make literally any lesson deeply memorable. Let's move to and see how this builds into a cohesive strategy. We can combine what we've just learned into an incredibly simple 2-step formula for lesson planning. Step 1, find the anchor. Connect the core topic to everyday life. Figure out where this subject actually lives out there in the real world. Step 2, add a spark. Once you have that anchor, just inject one of our 4 tools: a challenge, a surprising fact, a demonstration, or a real-world problem. If you run the curriculum through this 2-step filter, you're no longer just delivering dry information. You are creating an experience. And that leads us to your weekly challenge. Because information is only as good as its application, it's time to take these concepts out of this explainer and bring them directly into your workflow. I really want you to genuinely pause and reflect on this for a second. How will you connect your next topic to everyday life?
Like, think about the very next lesson you are scheduled to teach. Maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's next week. Look at your notes. Is it just a giant list of what's? What is the real-world hook that's going to make your audience literally lean forward in their chairs?
So here's an interesting thought to walk away with. Try testing just one strategy this week. You absolutely do not have to overhaul your entire curriculum overnight. Just pick one upcoming lesson, intentionally teach the why before the what, connect it to reality, and use a surprising fact or a real-world problem to spark that curiosity. Remember, there is no such thing as a boring subject. It is all about how we deliver it. So what are you going to do to change your delivery tomorrow?